Before it's too late, before age steals your time, attend as many funerals as your heart can bear. Why? Because there's a truth whispered in every eulogy, one that too many of us miss. No one talks about accomplishments. No one recites your job titles or the balance in your bank account. What they remember is who you were while you achieved all of it. Your kindness, your presence, your spirit. That is your real legacy. Before you grow old, open your eyes to what truly matters. Money can buy attention, admiration, even desire, but not genuine friendship. It can buy empty words, paid affection, and flattering smiles, but never real love. Make more moves and fewer announcements. Stop talking, start doing. Silence your distractions and focus on becoming someone worth remembering. Pull yourself together now, not tomorrow, not next year. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to change. As age creeps in, so do excuses. The older you are, the more deeply rooted your habits become, and the more painful growth will feel. So start today. Let go of the wrong people. If you cling to them, you'll never have space for the right ones. You can't open a new chapter with your hands full of the past. And hard work? It doesn't always pay off. That's a bitter truth. Learn when to stop. Know when you're no longer building, but being used, enslaved by a routine that no longer serves you. Take your financial life seriously. Money isn't everything, but it is protection. It's a shield against life's countless battles. Know your worth. Never offer yourself at discount. Because once you put yourself in the bargain bin, don't be surprised when others treat you like you belong there. Pay close attention to the ones who say, "I love you." Words are easy. Actions reveal truth. So often, people don't love, they use. Learn to trust yourself. That first gut feeling, it's more honest than all the advice in the world. Take care of your body. Health is a hidden currency. You never realize how rich you are until it's gone. Stay away from people who make you feel alone, even when you're with them. Loneliness in company is more painful than solitude. No company is better than bad company. Be hated for who you are, rather than loved for a mask you wear to fit in. Start saving, not to impress, but to be free. Don't fall into the trap of buying homes you can't afford, cars you don't need, or maxing out credit cards to keep up appearances. The joy of financial freedom far outweighs the thrill of momentary luxury. When you wake up in the morning, remember the promises you made to yourself the night before. Keep them. Don't say yes just to avoid discomfort. Don't please others at the cost of betraying yourself. Check with your own soul before you commit to anything. In the end, regret isn't born from what we did. It's born from what we never had the courage to try, the love we were too scared to accept, the decisions we postponed, the dreams we buried. Treasure your moments with the people you love. Life is fragile. Any goodbye could be the last. Don't hold on to a mistake just because you've invested time in it. If it no longer serves you, let it go. You spent your first 20 years worrying about how others saw you. Then you spend the next 20 swearing you no longer care. And the 20 after that, you realize they weren't thinking about you at all. Time heals most things, if you give it time. Don't postpone joy, waiting for a future that isn't promised. Tomorrow is never guaranteed. Life will pull you apart from the people you love. That's why every moment with them is priceless. Make peace with your past so it won't poison your present. Spend time with the elderly. Their wrinkles hold wisdom. Their silence echoes experience. If you don't control your mind, someone else will. The world is full of voices trying to drown out your own. Forget what hurt you, but hold on tight to what it taught you. The family you create is more sacred than the one you come from. Time will reveal your worth to others. Watch who sticks around when you have nothing to offer. Stop oversharing. Most people don't care. And some quietly hope you'll fail. Friends may wish you well, but often not better than them. Rest, but don't quit. Keep moving in your own direction, not the one society, family, or peers expect. Leave the house messy. Let the yard grow wild for a weekend. Chase the memory, not the perfection. You'll remember the laughter, not the tidy floor. Fun matters. Make time for it. Keep to yourself when you need to. Stay far from fools. Stupidity spreads faster than the flu. Sometimes you have to release something good to make space for something great. When you look back on your life, the deepest regret won't be the risks you took. It'll be the ones you didn't. Time is the thing we all beg for, yet waste so freely. Be careful how you talk to yourself, because you are always listening. The worst thing you'll one day look back on is how much power you gave to something that never truly mattered. And strangely, you might laugh at it. Yes, one day you'll laugh at how much it consumed you, how long it held you hostage. Sometimes not getting what you want is life's greatest blessing in disguise. Forgive the old version of yourself. You've outgrown that person. You've changed. That past self did the best they could with what they knew. Never take things personally. What others say and do is rarely about you. It's a projection of their own fears, limits, and inner struggles. People forget what you said. They forget what you did, but they never forget how you made them feel. That feeling is your fingerprint on their lives. You can't start the next chapter of your life if you keep rereading the last one. Let it close. Let it stay closed. The most valuable currency isn't money, it's time. Invest it wisely. An ounce of prevention, worth more than a pound of cure. You can't change your past, but you can shape your future by learning from it. When you stop chasing the wrong things, the right ones finally have room to catch up. Life's simple pleasures, the quiet coffee, the late night breeze, a moment of stillness, those are often the ones that bring the most joy. The best decision I ever made? I stopped telling people everything. Protect your peace. Not everyone deserves access to your story. Depend on yourself, because the moment you rely too much on others, you lose your own strength. Whoever brings you peace, that's who deserves your time. Sometimes, the very thing that broke your heart ends up fixing your vision. Strange how that works, isn't it? What others think of you? None of your business. If you're a giver, learn your limits, because takers don't have any. Focus on yourself. People come and go. If you don't ask, you don't get. Simple. Stop announcing your plans to friends. Stop trusting too easily. Let your success speak for itself. Don't tell people what you're doing until it's done. Protect your energy. Lower your expectations, not your standards. Having unrealistic expectations of others or even yourself is a guaranteed path to chronic disappointment. Don't leave someone just to teach them a lesson. Leave because you've finally learned yours. Build friendships with those you want to become like, not just those who conveniently accept you. Your environment shapes your direction. The people around you influence who you become. Choose wisely. Nothing is ever as bad as it feels in the moment, or as great as you think it will be. Life is a balance. Take care of your health. Without it, nothing else matters. No amount of money can bring happiness if you are constantly suffering inside. Stop wasting time chasing people, especially those who don't see your worth. Don't chase women, don't chase men. Focus instead on your growth, your values, your kindness. The right person will find you, not because you ran after them, but because you stood still in your truth. It's not hard, it's just unfamiliar. Be kind, but don't be naive. Kindness should never be a reason to be used. If you waste money, you can make more. But if you waste a moment, it's gone forever. Live with open eyes, ears, and heart. Time flies, that's the bad news. The good news, you're the pilot. The future will show you regret, not for what you did, but for what you didn't do when you had the chance. You passed through this life once. There is no encore. The days may feel long, but the years vanish before you realize. Sometimes you don't recognize the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. The biggest risk? Not taking one. The first step to getting anywhere is deciding you're not staying where you are. No one will care about your dreams as much as you do. So stop waiting for approval. Go make it happen. Walk your own path. It's okay to walk alone. Goals are personal, not collective. You're here for a reason. You may not know it yet, but you beat impossible odds just by being alive. Be grateful for breath, for mornings, for small joys. Don't tell your problems to everyone. 80% don't care. The other 20%, they're just glad it's not them. Stop searching for the good in everyone. Instead, start looking for good people. Do what is right for you. No one else is walking in your shoes. The more thankful you are, the more the universe gives you to be thankful for. Never let a bad day fool you into thinking you have a bad life. Every second you waste comparing your life to someone else's is a second you'll never get back. You can lie down for people, but they still might walk over you. Here is the English translation of the rewritten page 3, preserving the original meaning with vivid, engaging, and natural storytelling. Continuing from the lessons about self-worth and awareness in relationships, one thing becomes clear. Even if you lie down and let people walk over you, some will still complain that you're not flat enough. When thinking about life, remember this: no amount of guilt can change the past, and no amount of anxiety can change the future. All you truly have is the present. Every person you meet is a teacher. Some teach you how to love, support, and trust. Others show you what betrayal looks like, how manipulation works, and what to stay away from. You see someone's true colors when you're no longer useful to them. When you stop feeding their needs, their real face shows. Don't get married just because you think it's something you're supposed to do. Life isn't as long as you think. Tell the people you love that you love them, and say it often. Don't hold it in. If you've never questioned your decisions, you probably haven't taken big enough risks. Doubt is often a sign that you're stretching yourself. Not everyone is as loyal as they claim to be. Never trust what someone says. Watch what they do. You can't love someone enough to make them love you back. Be careful with your words. Once spoken, they can be forgiven, but never forgotten. Don't let someone's mistreatment convince you that something's wrong with you. Their failure to see your value doesn't mean you don't have any. Know your worth, even when others don't. If you sacrifice what you want most for what you want now, your future will always feel like a disappointment. Peaceful singleness is far better than a relationship that drains you. Sometimes you have to say no and live with the guilt that follows. That guilt will pass, but your self-respect stays. Often, the right thing and the hardest thing are the same. What you do today can shape all your tomorrows. Life has a strange way of repeating lessons until you finally learn them. You won't be punished for your anger, but you will be punished by it. Sometimes, it doesn't matter who's right. The people you spend time with can influence your life more than you know. There won't always be a right choice. In those moments, just make a decision, and then do the work to make it the right one. The biggest mistake is living in fear of making a mistake. Learn to be happy on your own. If you need others to feel whole, you're handing them control over your happiness. You're not responsible for what others expect from you. Not every thought deserves to be spoken. There are things we don't want to face, but we must. Things we don't want to know, but must learn. People we don't want to lose, but must let go. No matter how much people try to teach you, some lessons you'll only understand through experience. You can start over at any time. You don't need a new year, a new month, or a Monday. You can begin again right now and become the person you truly want to be. The ones who demand the most from you are often the ones who do the least for you. Never sacrifice your family, your heart, or your dignity. Focus on where you're going, not where you've been. Sometimes, people don't change. It's just that the mask finally falls off. Show respect, even to those who don't deserve it. Not because they are honorable, but because you are. If you can't solve a problem, maybe it's not meant to be solved. Maybe it's a truth you have to accept. Nothing leaves your life until it's taught you what you need to know. Don't make permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. Sometimes, you have to cut people off, no matter how hard it is. Not everyone deserves your time or effort. To understand someone's character, don't just watch their actions, observe their reactions. Reactions are harder to fake. How people treat you is a reflection of their character, not your worth. Mistakes mean you're trying. Love is not enough for a lasting relationship. Being able to communicate, especially when it's hard, is far more important. Everything in life teaches you something. The only question is, are you willing to learn? If you'd like me to continue with page 4 in this same style, feel free to send the original content. The true measure of a person lies in how they endure misfortune. Strength isn't built when things go smoothly. It's forged in the fire of pain, disappointment, and betrayal. If you place someone too high on a pedestal, they'll eventually look down on you, because that's the only direction they can see you from. Each pain makes you stronger. Every betrayal sharpens your wisdom. Disappointment teaches you skills no classroom can. And every experience, especially the difficult ones, makes you more aware, more resilient, more wise. When you get married, be aware. Everything good about the relationship will grow, and so will everything bad. Marriage amplifies what already exists. You teach people how to treat you by what you tolerate, by how you react, and by the boundaries you set. Things rarely improve on their own. If you want your life to change, you have to be the one to change it. Hard times, they're often blessings in disguise. Let go of the illusion of control and let life shape you. Even when it hurts, hold your head high and keep going. Sometimes, not getting what you want is a blessing. The more you learn to like yourself, the less you crave validation from others. Just because you're good at keeping other people's secrets doesn't mean they'll protect yours. Often, it's not a change of environment you need. It's a change within. You can make no mistakes and still lose. That's not failure, that's life. And peace begins the moment you stop letting people and circumstances control your emotions. He who angers you conquers you. Real growth and progress require sacrifice. A man's worldly success is in direct proportion to what he's willing to let go of. You move forward in life when you release fear. If you want something badly enough, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. Some people won't like you no matter how much you try to win them over. And that's okay. Not everyone is meant to understand you. You must take chances. Yes, it's scary. Yes, it's uncomfortable. But if you don't step into the unknown, you'll never discover what could have been. Advice? People give it based on their own lens, their worldview, their limitations. The real danger isn't aiming too high and falling short, it's aiming too low and hitting the mark. So dream big, set high standards, be what you seek. If you want love, give love. If you want truth, be honest. If you want respect, offer it first. Life returns to you what you pour into it. Never speak from a place of hate, jealousy, or insecurity. Pause. Think. Your words carry power. Once they're spoken, they can't be taken back. Your body is your lifelong home. Care for it. It's strong and adaptable, but it can only serve you as well as you serve it. If someone constantly emphasizes they're telling the truth, they're probably lying. Trust your gut. Don't let other people's opinions define your self-worth. If something in your life feels wrong, change it. No one's coming to do it for you. You are the author of your story. Don't let anyone else hold the pen. Don't do anything you'll have to lie about later. Making others look bad won't make you look better. Prioritizing yourself isn't selfish, it's essential. Light travels faster than sound. That's why some people seem bright until they speak. Sometimes the best thing you can do is relax, breathe, trust that things will work out, loosen your grip, let life unfold. Life is risky by nature, but the biggest risk of all, doing nothing. You're the only person you'll spend 100% of your time with. So start liking yourself. Start being someone you respect. Overthinking is a thief. It takes a simple moment and twists it into anxiety. It magnifies fears, distorts clarity, and steals peace. Don't worry about the people talking behind your back. Those are the ones too busy pointing fingers at your flaws instead of fixing their own. Sometimes, painful experiences teach you lessons you didn't even know you needed. Learn to be happy on your own. Don't go searching for someone to validate your existence. Act like you've been there before. Carry yourself with quiet confidence. Welcome change, but don't let it rule you. Change is necessary, but it's not your master. And remember this, just because things could have been different doesn't mean they would have been better. A better life doesn't mean a life without struggle. It means you've become stronger, more resilient, more capable of standing back up every time life knocks you down. It's not your mistakes that define who you are, it's how you rise from them. The strength you show when facing failure reveals far more than any victory ever could. People will let you down. That's inevitable. So never place all your trust in just one person. Hard work doesn't always guarantee success. But laziness? That almost always guarantees failure. Success may be uncertain, but failure from doing nothing is nearly guaranteed. You'll never find true happiness if you constantly chase external validation. When you stop caring so much about what others think, something amazing happens. You take back control. Anything you start taking a calm, centered approach toward will slowly stop having power over you. Anxiety shrinks when you breathe through it. Fear fades when you walk into it. Perfection is a myth. Stop chasing it. Aim for progress, one small step at a time. That's where the real magic lies. Your self-worth is non-negotiable. Never lower it for anyone, no matter how much you care for them. If someone requires you to shrink in order to fit into their world, they're not your people. Be careful what you tolerate. You're training people how to treat you. Every time you accept something you don't deserve, you give others permission to continue. You will never be 100% sure about any big decision. But indecision won't protect you. It will only paralyze you. Make a choice. If it's wrong, you can adjust. But not choosing at all will leave you stuck in place. Learn to say no without guilt. Protect your time. Protect your energy. Your priorities matter. Chasing happiness often leads to misery until you realize that happiness isn't a destination. It's the way. It's how you move through life, not what you hope to find at the end. Maybe the reason you're not healing is because you're still trying to become the version of yourself that existed before the pain. But that version no longer exists. There's a new you waiting to be born. Breathe life into that person. There will always be people who can't see your worth. Don't let one of them be you. If you believe you're right all the time, you're not learning anything. Growth comes from humility, from listening, from admitting you don't know everything. No one owes you anything. You have to earn what you want. And that journey will often involve facing things you didn't want to happen, learning things you didn't want to know, and letting go of people you thought you couldn't live without. What you want in life requires consistency and discipline. Nothing truly worthwhile comes easy or quickly. Your whole life can shift in a single moment. That's why gratitude matters. Don't take what you have for granted. Use it, appreciate it, share it. The most dangerous enemies are the ones pretending to be friends. Watch people's actions. They always speak louder than words. Don't base your future on your lowest moments. You're more than your darkest day. Only postpone things if you're okay dying with them unfinished. If not, do it today. The harder your life becomes, the closer you are to breakthrough. Excuses won't fix anything. Responsibility will. You're gonna mess up. That's okay. Just learn from it. Don't get stuck in guilt. Grow through it. Surround yourself with people who challenge your thinking, not just people who agree with you. Elevate your mind, not just your social circle. Avoid decisions made in anger and avoid promises made in joy. Both are fueled by emotion, not wisdom. You'll never understand the damage you caused until someone does the same to you. That's how empathy is born. Protect your space. Some people will enter your life, drain you completely, then blame you for it. Maturity is when you have the power to hurt someone who wronged you, but you choose to breathe, walk away, and let life deal with them. You are the only person you can control, so control yourself. Be humble enough to know everything can be taken away, but confident enough to believe you can rebuild it all. Every time you try, you grow. Don't minimize effort. Progress is progress, no matter how small. Spend so much time on your own growth that you don't have time to judge others. Smart people stop overthinking when they realize that intuition often speaks more clearly than logic. Some of the best decisions are made with the heart, not the mind. It all begins and ends in the mind. Whatever you give power to has power over you. So master your mind. Don't let it master you. Excuses are easy. Solutions require courage. Be brave. Don't wait to feel ready. Life doesn't pause for your healing. Show up messy if you must, but show up. Don't let someone treat you poorly just because you love them. Love should never come at the cost of your dignity. Every lie you tell today becomes a problem you'll have to solve tomorrow. Choose honesty now. It saves pain later. If you truly believe in yourself, you don't need to convince anyone else. That belief will show in everything you do. Learn to miss someone without needing them back. Let go with grace. If life weren't hard, you would never grow. And sometimes, no matter how much you care, you must accept some people are only meant to be part of your story, not your whole book. The only way to truly feel better about yourself is to live in a way that makes you feel proud. Do the things that give your life meaning. Do the things that matter. You can't fake fulfillment. You earn it through action, integrity, and honest effort. Sacrificing long-term joy just for a few moments of short-term pleasure? That's a dangerous trade. It's the easiest recipe for future regret. Don't be afraid to set boundaries, even if people walk away because of them. That just means they were never meant to stay. People who leave when you protect your peace are showing you their true intentions. Let them go. Life becomes lighter when you finally accept the apology you never received. You stop waiting for closure. You give it to yourself. The first step toward change is realizing that where you are right now is not where you're meant to stay. Don't plant roots in temporary places just because they feel familiar. Slow success builds character. It humbles you. It sharpens you. Fast success? That often builds ego, and ego is fragile. If you don't take a step back from your distractions, they will eventually pull you away from your purpose. You don't drift into excellence. You decide your way there. By copying what everyone else is doing, you guarantee only one thing: average results. If you want to live an uncommon life, you must make uncommon choices. Don't lose yourself by tolerating too much from people you're afraid to lose. You're not keeping them. They're slowly draining you. Instead of constantly distracting yourself from your current reality, focus on building the one you actually want. When your motives are pure and someone walks away, it's not your loss, it's theirs. When you truly know yourself, you no longer fear missing out because you understand that what's meant for you will never pass you by. One of the most destructive habits? Breaking the promises you make to yourself. Every time you do it, you chip away at your confidence. You teach your mind not to trust you. Stop cheating on your future with your past. Let go of what's behind you so you can step fully into what's ahead. You grow in direct proportion to the amount of truth you're willing to accept about yourself, without running from it. Failures aren't final, not if you keep trying. All failure is temporary, as long as you refuse to quit. When you blame others for your problems, you give them power. You allow them to control your emotions, your story, your energy. Blind trust leads to deep betrayal. Trust should be earned, not assumed. The only person who truly needs to understand your journey is you. Life changes when you stop assuming there will always be more time later. Act now. Don't wait for someday. It's not on the calendar. Each day, take one step forward. Not a leap, just a step. The first to apologize? That's the brave one. The first to forgive? That's the strong one. The first to forget? That's the one who finds peace. No single achievement, no relationship, no external thing will ever fix you. Healing comes from within. Always show respect, even to those who don't seem to deserve it. It reflects your character, not theirs. Winning isn't everything, but giving your best, that always matters. Set your own standards, hold yourself accountable, find your why, that deep inner reason for everything you do. Your why is the foundation of your goals. It's what gives them meaning. Taking full responsibility for your life may be hard, but it lifts more pain than it creates. Blame is heavy. Responsibility is freeing. Be who you are. Say what you feel, because those who truly matter won't mind, and those who mind don't truly matter. When you speak, you repeat what you already know, but when you listen, you might learn something that changes everything. Never date someone you wouldn't be proud to call your friend. The more hard lessons you can learn by observing others instead of living them yourself, the better. Healing isn't just about letting go. It's about being honest with yourself about the role you played in your own suffering. Challenge yourself. That's the only path to true growth. Ignoring red flags just because you want to see the good in people, it always comes back to hurt you. Always. Peace doesn't mean the absence of problems. It means staying calm and steady in the middle of life's storms. Avoid those who use their pain as an excuse to hurt others. Don't become collateral damage in their chaos. Keep your private life private. Most people don't care. Some quietly hope for your failure. When you react impulsively, you lose power. Respond thoughtfully. Perfectionism is a trap. Procrastination is a disease. Action is the cure. Go where you are celebrated, not merely tolerated. Fix your body before you try to fix your life. A weak body often reflects a tired mind, a struggling will. Build yourself from the inside out. One boundary, one workout, one honest decision at a time. As we continue the journey of inner strength, setting boundaries, and building a life with purpose, it's important to face one final truth. Your life is a reflection of your discipline and the choices you make, no matter how uncomfortable they may be. Your discipline, or the lack of it, will define you more than your intentions ever will. It doesn't matter how big your dreams are if your actions contradict them. A life of poor choices will always catch up to you. But here's the beauty. Some disconnections, though painful at first, are blessings in disguise. They remove the noise, the toxicity, and the distractions that silently drag you down. True success? It has little to do with applause. It's not about how many followers you have or who validates you. Real success comes from recognizing opportunity, seizing it, proving your capability, not to others, but to yourself, and moving forward even when the road feels uphill. When you meet someone smarter than you, work with them. Don't feel threatened. Don't let ego block the gift of collaboration. Growth thrives in humility. Never expect others to give what you give. Not everyone loves with the same heart. That's not a flaw in them or in you. It's a truth to accept. Your mental state determines the quality of your life. Just like your body needs exercise, your mind needs nurturing. Prioritize mental health. Stretch your thoughts. Challenge limiting beliefs. Feed your brain positive self-talk instead of toxic criticism. Life feels difficult because we often overlook the blessings that come easily. Don't take them for granted. Loneliness is powerful. It can lead you to chase what's not right for you. Never make permanent decisions just because of a temporary void. Once you're aligned with your purpose, you stop reacting to every little thing. You simply don't have time to be offended. You're too busy building, too focused on what truly matters. Your personal growth demands constant learning, even when the lesson is boring, repetitive, or hard to accept. Keep going. Keeping your personal life private isn't secrecy, it's self-respect. Not every thought deserves a stage. Sometimes silence is the greatest act of self-care. Find a relationship where being your authentic self makes the other person light up, where your presence, not your performance, is the gift. One of the most dangerous habits is comparison. Life isn't a race, it's your personal journey, and no one else is qualified to live it for you. Failure? It's never the end. It's just a redirection, an invitation to try again, smarter. Sometimes, the purpose of pain isn't immediately visible. That doesn't mean it's pointless. Trust that there's a reason, even when you can't see it. Believe in something bigger than your fears. Your mind will find a way to make it real. Patience, in a world obsessed with instant gratification, is your secret weapon. Your future is waiting. Your past has nothing new to offer you. Move forward. Being true to yourself might mean walking alone for a while, but the peace you gain is worth every lonely mile. People may tear you down out of envy. Don't be surprised, it's normal, but don't let it stop you either. Change is scary, but stagnation is far more terrifying. Growth demands discomfort. Everyone will hurt you at some point. That's life. The trick is to find those rare souls worth enduring a little pain for. If life feels too easy, maybe you're not on the right path. Challenges are the compass pointing you toward meaning. The magic you crave, it lives in the hard work you keep avoiding. Go do it. Discipline is more than routine, it's a promise. When you keep promises to yourself and reward your progress, you build self-trust, and that trust becomes unstoppable motivation. Opportunities define life, yes, even the ones you miss. Learn, reflect, don't dwell. Build in silence. Let your results speak. If no one knows where you're going, no one can sabotage you along the way. Pain doesn't disappear, it transforms you. It stays until the lesson sinks in. Some lessons knock twice. If it returns, it's because you didn't learn it the first time. Staying calm during chaos is a superpower. It doesn't mean bottling emotions. It means you own them. They don't own you. Clinging to the past dims your future. Let go, not because the past didn't matter, but because the future deserves your full attention. Failure only exists when you refuse to try. Rejection only happens when you never ask. Risk only becomes regret when avoided. If you can't say no, then your yes has no weight. Let your words mean something. People want to see you win, just not more than that. Be aware. That's human nature. Stop overestimating others. Stop underestimating yourself. You're far more capable than you believe. The moment you blame someone else, you hand them power. Take it back. Own your life. Life has a way of working out in mysterious ways. Stay faithful to the journey. Don't sacrifice what you could become for who you currently are. You don't owe anyone a performance. You don't need to prove your worth, not even to yourself. Just be. Luck? It's what happens when preparation meets persistence. Good things come to those who act, not those who wait. Never make someone else your entire source of happiness. People leave. You must remain. When you feel like quitting, remember the reason you held on so long. That purpose still lives inside you. Don't put relationships above your goals. You might lose both. Let your dreams guide your steps. Love will follow where it fits. You can fall in love again. You will find joy again. Life has more in store, and the story isn't over yet. Picking up where we left off, it becomes clear that the journey of growth often demands tough decisions and letting go, even of people we once thought we couldn't live without. When someone you love leaves, it might feel like the end of your world. But more often than not, it's actually for the better. Life has a strange way of clearing space for something greater, even when it feels like you're losing everything. Sooner or later, you'll have to make some brutally practical decisions. What do you really want from this life? And more importantly, what are you willing to give up to get there? If you don't decide for yourself, life will make the decisions for you, and you might not like where it takes you. Real change begins when you start doing the things that feel unfamiliar and uncomfortable. It's when you push back against your old habits, old thoughts, and even old relationships. Failure isn't your enemy. It's your compass. Every time you fall flat, you learn a direction not to go. It might hurt, but it's honest, and honesty is the foundation of transformation. Yes, it's entirely normal to feel bad even after making the right decision. Emotions are not always in sync with logic. You might lose sleep over choosing what's best for you, but that doesn't mean you chose wrong. No matter how kind you are, there will always be people who dislike you. Don't waste energy trying to win them over. Later often means never. Do it now. Speak now. Live now. Because postponing things that matter will only bury them deeper. Bad times are hidden blessings. They wake you up. They shake you out of complacency and force you to recognize the beauty in the little things you never noticed before. Stop trying to gain sympathy. It only drains you. The people who care about you will show up without being asked. You can't make someone love you by giving them more of what they already don't value. That's not love. That's desperation. Instead, swallow the pain, learn the lesson, and grow up. Not out of bitterness, but out of self-respect. Money doesn't promise happiness. But let's be honest, poverty brings a whole new set of real crushing problems. Face your issues. Hiding won't help. Your problems won't disappear just because you pretend they don't exist. In fact, they grow bigger in the shadows. Unforgiven regrets will sit in the corner of your heart for years if you don't learn to release them. Forgive others. Forgive yourself. Set your soul free. Every minute you spend comparing your journey to someone else's is a minute stolen from your own life. And yes, your kindness will be taken advantage of if you let it. Boundaries are not walls. They are fences with gates. You decide who gets in. Most of your problems aren't as bad as you think. Or maybe they are, because you think they are. Your perception shapes your reality. Ironically, it's your obsession with happiness that blocks your ability to feel it. Let go of the chase. Start treating yourself the way you would treat someone you deeply care about. Nurture, encourage, protect. In your 20s, relationships will fail. And they're supposed to. They're not just heartbreaks, they're rehearsals. Every failed connection teaches you more about what you need, what you value, and what you're willing to compromise on. So don't stress. It's all just practice before the real thing. Your friends and family may love you, but that doesn't mean they always know what's best for you. You must learn to think independently. Trust yourself. The greatest sin isn't failure, it's convincing yourself you're weak. Don't allow love to justify abuse. Love should never cost your dignity. Learn when to speak up and when to mind your own business. It's an art form, a wisdom earned only through trial and error. Once you master it, your life will feel less chaotic and far more peaceful. You'll have to take risks. Sometimes you'll win, sometimes you won't, but you'll always learn. Regret doesn't come from falling. It comes from never jumping at all. There's no grand secret to life. The truth is painfully simple. Consistent, honest effort is what gets you where you want to be. Want something? Work for it. That's the only rule that always applies. Make yourself indispensable. Don't depend on anyone else completely. Not financially, not emotionally, not physically. You owe it to yourself to be strong on your own terms. A wise person learns even from their enemies. A fool, often not even from their closest friends. Fear causes us to walk away from our dreams, not because we might fail, but because deep down we're afraid we might succeed. Not everyone will treat you well, and you can't treat everyone well either. Energy is finite. Protect yours. And when life gets hard, pay close attention to who's really there. You'll see people's true colors, not when times are good, but when everything's falling apart. If you don't heal from what hurt you, you'll carry it like a loaded weapon, and sooner or later, you'll fire it at someone who didn't deserve it. Never give away too much trust. Never cling to toxic friends just because they've been around forever. Loyalty means nothing without respect. Often the cracks in us, the wounds, are where the light gets in. Our most painful scars are the places where healing and beauty quietly take root. Don't be surprised if people only want the pretty parts of your story. When you open up about pain, most won't know what to do with it. That's okay. Speak anyway when you find someone who listens. Avoidance only delays the inevitable. Numbing your pain will make it hurt more when it finally hits, and it will hit. When a defining moment shows up, you have two choices: shape it or be shaped by it. Either way, it'll leave a mark. Stay away from narcissists. They don't follow rules. They drain you, twist truths, and leave you questioning your sanity. Learn to choose wisely. Who you allow into your life is who you allow into your peace. Picking up where we left off, life continues to teach us that clarity begins in the mind. Just like you choose your outfit each morning, you can and must learn to choose your thoughts. That's not some poetic metaphor. It's a real, practical power you can develop. If you're desperately trying to control things in your life, start with the only thing that's truly yours, your mind. No matter how much good you do, people will often remember only your mistakes. That's the harsh truth. But your actions aren't for applause. They are your answers to life's questions. Because that's what life is, a series of silent questions. And our actions, not our intentions, are the loudest answers. So say no to the pressure to be perfect. If perfection is your goal, you'll never grow. You'll be paralyzed, stuck in fear, afraid to stumble, afraid to begin. Growth happens when you embrace imperfection and move forward anyway. One of the greatest regrets in life is putting others first, who never once thought of doing the same for you. That kind of self-sacrifice might sound noble, but it slowly chips away at your soul. Pain doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers in the form of disappointment and emotional exhaustion. Direction matters more than speed. If you don't know where you're going, you could end up anywhere. And most often, that means nowhere meaningful. Wandering without intention won't liberate you. It'll make you frustrated, anxious, and drained. You become hard to live with, both for others and for yourself. Dreams are wonderful, but without goals, they're just illusions. Floating castles in the sky. If you're hanging on by a thread, that thread may not be worth holding. Let go. Ask yourself, why am I clinging to something that constantly makes me feel like I'm falling apart? The truth is, both pain and joy fade faster than we expect. That's the nature of human adaptation. We fear the bad will break us, and we chase the good as if it will save us. But in the end, we adjust to both. Neither lasts unless we learn from it. Never overlook contempt. If someone looks down on you, if they speak to you like you're less than human, don't give them another chance to prove their disregard. Contempt is not a misunderstanding, it's a warning. And ignoring that warning often leads to deep emotional damage or even abuse. Walk away. You owe no one your peace. Even the happiest life carries its share of shadows. In fact, without those darker shades, happiness would lose its meaning. You can't truly know light unless you've walked through some darkness. Don't seek a perfect life, seek a whole one. If you want to be happy with someone else, learn to be happy with yourself first. Nobody can complete you if you feel incomplete within. That's not their job. It never was. So don't be afraid of life. Believe it's worth living, and that belief, over time, will become a fact. The world bends in the direction of your conviction. That's not blind optimism. That's inner strength in action. Let go of grudges. They don't burn the people you're angry with. They burn you. Carrying resentment is like drinking poison and hoping the other person dies. Choose peace, not because they deserve it, but because you do. There's only one thing that makes a dream impossible: fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of change. And fear, left unchallenged, kills more dreams than failure ever could. You never truly realize the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. It's the smile from someone you no longer see, the comfort of a familiar place, the sound of a voice you didn't realize you'd miss. Suffering changes the moment we name it. When we stop letting pain blur our vision, when we give it shape and definition, we begin to regain our power. Pain, once understood, begins to loosen its grip. People's words are just noise. Watch their actions. That's where their truth lives. Real maturity is when you stop pointing fingers and start looking in the mirror. Growth is when you stop blaming and start changing. When you say, "This is my life, and I'm responsible for it." When someone's choices confuse you, don't waste time decoding their intentions. Look at the outcomes of their actions. Consequences never lie. From them, you can infer what truly motivates a person. The biggest risk? Not taking any risk at all. In a world that's evolving at lightning speed, the only guaranteed path to failure is to play it safe forever. You can't grow if you don't move. You can't succeed if you don't dare. And remember this final truth: tomorrow never comes. It's always today. The only moment you'll ever truly have is now. So stop waiting for the perfect time. It doesn't exist. Take the risk, say the words, make the move. Because life is asking, and how you choose to answer is entirely up to you. Picking up where we left off, life continues to teach us that clarity begins in the mind. Just like you choose your outfit each morning, you can and must learn to choose your thoughts. That's not some poetic metaphor. It's a real, practical power you can develop. If you're desperately trying to control things in your life, start with the only thing that's truly yours, your mind. No matter how much good you do, people will often remember only your mistakes. That's the harsh truth. But your actions aren't for applause, they are your answers to life's questions. Because that's what life is, a series of silent questions. And our actions, not our intentions, are the loudest answers. So say no to the pressure to be perfect. If perfection is your goal, you'll never grow. You'll be paralyzed, stuck in fear, afraid to stumble, afraid to begin. Growth happens when you embrace imperfection and move forward anyway. One of the greatest regrets in life is putting others first who never once thought of doing the same for you. That kind of self-sacrifice might sound noble, but it slowly chips away at your soul. Pain doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers in the form of disappointment and emotional exhaustion. Direction matters more than speed. If you don't know where you're going, you could end up anywhere, and most often that means nowhere meaningful. Wandering without intention won't liberate you. It'll make you frustrated, anxious, and drained. You become hard to live with, both for others and for yourself. Dreams are wonderful, but without goals, they're just illusions. Floating castles in the sky. If you're hanging on by a thread, that thread may not be worth holding. Let go. Ask yourself, why am I clinging to something that constantly makes me feel like I'm falling apart? The truth is, both pain and joy fade faster than we expect. That's the nature of human adaptation. We fear the bad will break us, and we chase the good as if it will save us. But in the end, we adjust to both. Neither lasts unless we learn from it. Never overlook contempt. If someone looks down on you, if they speak to you like you're less than human, don't give them another chance to prove their disregard. Contempt is not a misunderstanding, it's a warning. And ignoring that warning often leads to deep emotional damage or even abuse. Walk away. You owe no one your peace. Even the happiest life carries its share of shadows. In fact, without those darker shades, happiness would lose its meaning. You can't truly know light unless you've walked through some darkness. Don't seek a perfect life. Seek a whole one. If you want to be happy with someone else, learn to be happy with yourself first. Nobody can complete you if you feel incomplete within. That's not their job. It never was. So don't be afraid of life. Believe it's worth living, and that belief, over time, will become a fact. The world bends in the direction of your conviction. That's not blind optimism. That's inner strength in action. Let go of grudges. They don't burn the people you're angry with. They burn you. Carrying resentment is like drinking poison and hoping the other person dies. Choose peace, not because they deserve it, but because you do. There's only one thing that makes a dream impossible: fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of change. And fear, left unchallenged, kills more dreams than failure ever could. You never truly realize the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. It's the smile from someone you no longer see, the comfort of a familiar place, the sound of a voice you didn't realize you'd miss. Suffering changes the moment we name it. When we stop letting pain blur our vision, when we give it shape and definition, we begin to regain our power. Pain, once understood, begins to loosen its grip. People's words are just noise. Watch their actions. That's where their truth lives. Real maturity is when you stop pointing fingers and start looking in the mirror. Growth is when you stop blaming and start changing. When you say, "This is my life and I'm responsible for it." When someone's choices confuse you, don't waste time decoding their intentions. Look at the outcomes of their actions. Consequences never lie. From them, you can infer what truly motivates a person. The biggest risk? Not taking any risk at all. In a world that's evolving at lightning speed, the only guaranteed path to failure is to play it safe forever. You can't grow if you don't move. You can't succeed if you don't dare. And remember this final truth: tomorrow never comes. It's always today. The only moment you'll ever truly have is now. So stop waiting for the perfect time. It doesn't exist. Take the risk, say the words, make the move. Because life is asking, and how you choose to answer is entirely up to you.